Hello and welcome to Insights in Action with Orange 142, where we interview agency leaders and business owners to uncover the journeys, strategies, and insights that drive their success. At Orange 142, we're all about transforming brand stories into impactful digital experiences through innovative media and marketing solutions. And today I'm very lucky to be joined by Diana Tucker of Private Home Care. How's it going, Diana?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, first of all, so much for being on the podcast. And I'd love to start this off, Diana, just by understanding a little bit more about you and your background and a little bit more about private home care.
Of course. My name is Diana Tucker, and my son and I started this company about 11 years ago. And it started as my son's idea after college. And as a supportive mom, I joined that venture. But basically, it was in memory of my parents that were very much involved in my son's upbringing as well. And we basically founded the company in order to enable more aging members of our community to remain in their homes as long as possible. And our goal has always been to match them with exceptional caregivers to support them with their activities of daily living.
Wow, what an amazing story to start off. First of all, you don't hear too many stories about mom and son businesses. So that's really cool that you're so supportive right out of college, especially in a time right now where there is such a need for there's so the aging like the baby boomer population right now. There's such a strong need for good care for this huge generation of people. So that's amazing that you're doing that. And it's really cool to hear that it started from something that was very personal for you guys. And you mentioned exceptional caregivers. My family actually still has an assisted living facility, just a small 10 bedroom. We were starting to do some home care out of there, and it's challenging. What you do is very challenging because I think the biggest challenge we had was finding exceptional caregivers and retaining exceptional caregivers. That was the one thing that we always were like trying to find. How do you guys tackle that? Like, is that a challenge you guys are facing as well?
Absolutely. It's always challenging. And the reason it's challenging is because we are looking for the best of the best. We offer health benefits, we offer very competitive. We also offer continuous education. We just keep them engaged so they feel like a part of a community, not just as employees.
Yeah, and that's so great. I think that I'm glad more and more companies are starting to really invest in their employees a lot more because it does retain better talent. It brings in better talent and it retains better talent. Not just the fact that you have competitive pay and great benefits, which, like you said, you do, but also the fact that people enjoy coming into work every day. You know what I mean? I think that's a really big thing. And it wasn't always like that. Most companies were trying to get employees for the cheapest that they could, but then a lot of times doesn't equal the best employee. So is this something that you guys had always like from the beginning, you're like, we're going to invest in making sure that we've got the best caregivers on the planet? Or was it a kind of this trial and error of, okay, maybe we need to give our employees a little bit more so that we can really find the best?
Actually, you used the right word, invest. So that's how we have always felt from the very beginning. We have felt that investing in our caregivers is what will make the company great because in the end, the caregivers are the face of our company. They're the ones that interact with our clients. And we have always looked for ways to be just more supportive to them, more engaging. And here recently, we discovered a company called Caribou. They provide employee rewards. It's a rewards program. So it's built in their app that they clock in and out. And it's just a program that prompts them to do certain things and then they get rewarded. And it has been working really great for us.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Wow. So I want to shift gears a little bit and I want to talk about marketing because after all, we're a marketing agency and this is a marketing podcast. And you guys face an interesting challenge in the fact that when you're marketing, you have to market lots of times to adult children who are looking for care for their parents. Rather than just a lot of other companies like e-commerce, direct to consumer, they can target directly to their customer. So you have this interesting challenge where you're really writing messaging a specific way. How do you guys approach your marketing currently? And is this something you guys typically do in-house, or is it something that you work with an agency with? How does that look?
Both. We
Mhm.
use an agency and we also do it in-house. We also have several members of our team that are very much engaged in the local community. I have found out historically that creating relationships is the best way of marketing. So we have focused on just creating relationships with community partners, and it has been successful for us.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. That's awesome. And that's smart that you guys are already using an agency and then you have an approach in-house as well that you guys go at. And I think some of the best marketing for a business like yours is always just word of mouth. You know what I mean? Because when you have an adult child who is taken care of by a great company like yours, they usually will go tell their friends who probably have parents that are around the same age. Do you guys end up getting a lot of referral work and all that stuff as well?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And again, that's why engagement is the key word here. And that's what we are striving to do. We are also very much involved in anything that happens here locally and globally. As far as any new research, we are always supportive of any new discoveries, or we sponsor various organizations that continue to do research to either find cure, for example, finding cure for Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. We support cancer community groups. So just things that are very concerning to for our clients, and just things that they struggle with. We are trying to be supportive of that, and they see our involvement, and they see that we actually walk the walk,
Yeah.
not just talk the talk.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that one of the things, and I'm not naming any specific companies here because I can't think of any, but I'm sure this was a big thing. Once people started realizing, and I noticed this when our family had the care home as well, is that we started seeing a lot more private care companies popping up, private home care and other assisted living facilities popping up because it became like the thing to do because it was like almost a gold rush and people were like chasing this thing of, oh, I see money. But really, a lot of people don't understand the work that's involved, and people don't understand that the companies who truly care in this space are the companies who are going to win, not just people who are just chasing a little bit of money. And I think you guys going out and being involved in the community and being part of causes that your end customer and client cares about is really important for when these people are looking for a company to care for their parents. So I'm curious, Diana, just for my own curiosity, I guess, but how is the responsibility split up between you and your son? What do you typically handle? What does your son work on?
So usually I am the visionary. I am the one that comes up with ideas, and he's the one who executes them. So sometimes he has ideas as well. So we work well together.
Yeah.
Now, is it always perfect? Of course not.
Yeah.
But we make it work.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Somebody coming from family business, it's really interesting. And me being always growing up, I was always the one who had the big ideas and stuff. And my parents were always the ones that were like, we can't do that. Or, yeah, sure, let's try it. So it's always a fun play. And you're right, it's not always perfect. If you guys love each other and you know that the vision, the end goal is the same, it's going to work out at the end of the day. Private home care is actually one of the few agencies that's selected for Medicare's new guide model. What impact do you think that this initiative is going to have on dementia care in the home setting?
I am so excited to be working with the new Medicare Guide program because I feel like this is a program that can reach a lot more people that are unable to home care. And the guide model allows people to be provided with respite care, and it is specifically for families who struggle with memory loss, who have a loved one who struggles with memory loss. So we are one of the 100 agencies nationwide that is enrolled in the program, and I feel like it will have a huge impact because it will reach more people that need care.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. And that's, you guys must be so honored that you get to be a part of that as well and be able to help a bigger group of people who truly need this type of help. Diana, this has been awesome. Where can people learn more about you? Where can people learn more about private home care?
Basically, on our website, and I can provide that information. It is very simple, privatehomecare.com, and that is probably the best way.
Okay, awesome.
There are a
That,
lot more information on the website.
yeah, okay, sounds good. And I'll have that linked in the show notes below. And again, Diana, thank you for being on.
Thank you so much.